morning, good morning, good morning. This is Scrubbing Like a Lady. How you guys doing today? On my way to work, of course. It is 1:15. I gotta be there at 1:30. Y'all know how that goes, yeah. So, I wanted to talk about something that's going on, that's happening. And I got makeup on my nails. 1 second, y'all. Wet wipes. I had a client come in last Wednesday, and her son lost his job, and she said that a girlfriend of hers called and said that her daughter had lost her job. And so I didn't think anything of it. I thought, it happens every day. And she said the daughter had just bought a house and it was just a whole thing. When she left, another lady came in and said that her husband had lost his job. Okay, this is kind of weird. I'd be dang on if the following day I didn't have 3 people come in who either child had lost a job or husband had lost a job or they had lost their job. And one the same day said that she might be losing her job. She was a little worried. Whoa. What in the job-loving country is going on here? I mean, that is not normal for that many people to all have the same situation and plights going on in a 2-day span. So I came home and I was talking to my husband about it. And he said, honey, there's gonna be a lot of that. Now, if anybody knows my husband, he is a Debbie Downer. He is the sky is falling kind of dude. I'm sorry, y'all. I was making homemade chicken nuggets for dinner. And I got flour under my nail and I didn't realize that. So, if y'all want the recipe for it, I give it to y'all. You gotta go get yourself some ground chicken. Go to the Indian store and get it because their food is kosher, y'all. But anyways, let's get back to over here. 2 eggs, no, I'm just joking. So I went out and I started looking at the upheaval that's going on, Jesus. And thousands upon thousands of people have lost their federal jobs. They say they're getting rid of the waste in government. I guess they call people waste nowadays. And I guess veterans are losing their jobs because they're trying to get rid of waste at the VA hospitals and Veteran Affairs and all of this stuff over here. Wipe my hair. Probably got flour in it. Okay, I am all for getting rid of waste. I always felt like the government wastes a bunch of stuff. Always, you know. I remember Willie went out and bought a generator for our house. And they had came back from Iraq. And they had just sat out there. Now, mind you, you don't know what you're going to need. But I just know that the government wastes a lot of food. Even when my ex-husband was in the military, they threw away all that food that the soldiers didn't eat that day at the mess halls. You know, it's just, I don't know. That's everywhere, though. You know, there's a lot of waste. But then I saw where a lot of states have people leaving. Now, everybody knows that real estate is real high in California and in New York. I mean, just ridiculous, you know, inflated numbers. You get a little raggedy, you know, 900 square foot house for like $800,000, you know, it's just ridiculous, if that. So, yes, let's get rid of the waste, but let's find out where the waste is before we go, you know, cutting necks and shredding baby diapers. I mean, I'm just shocked. And I guess they got some injunction or something from a judge because he was like, yeah, no, you need to get these workers back their jobs. So like 24,000 people got their jobs back, but they fired a hell of a lot more than that. It's just a lot to digest around here. That's just... So, I don't wish ill will on many people. I won't say on nobody, because that would be a straight lie. But I don't want even the people that have voted for this man or didn't vote for this man. I just don't want nobody to suffer. You know, I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, y'all voted for this, you get what you get, you know. It's okay if it happens to other people, but when it's happening to you, yeah, no. We are all brothers and sisters, you know. If my brother makes a stupid mistake, I don't wish the worst on him for him to learn from that mistake. You know, he gonna learn from the mistake, hopefully. So, I'm not signing up for that F around and find out, as they keep saying. You know, what does that make me? That doesn't, you know, at first I was like, yeah, they get what they deserve, and then the Holy Spirit dealt with me and it's like, really? Is that what you really feel? And I was like, well, no, I was just getting on the bandwagon for a little bit, Lord. But no, we're not supposed to wish. That's just, people are just feeling that way because they're like, yeah, how dare you vote against me? You know, it's just pride stuff. That's all it is, you know. But all that to say, I was listening to this one guy. It was a black guy and a white guy. And then this, it's important to say that too, right? And the white guy is some guy that deals with finance and, you know, economics and stuff like that. I forget what his title was, but teaches at some Ivy League school, you know. And he was saying that the United States, and I've been saying this for a long time, is so pompous that we actually think we can bully other countries into becoming the 51st state, buy Greenland, take the Panama Canal by force, you know, all these things. We're so arrogant and we're such a bully. All great empires come to an end. And that got me thinking, well, what empires? What empires were they that I can remember, that I was taught, you know? And I remember Reagan talking to Levashov. I think that was his name. Govashov, whatever his name was. Not Levashov. That was the doctor I worked with, Govashov. And he told him to tear down this wall. I remember that, and I don't know why it came back to me. But Russia, the Soviet Union, twice now has risen up to be a great empire only to fall. Twice. Great Britain, Japan, China. The list goes on and on and on. It is just Austria. Moving on. The United States is going to fall. We have become so prideful and so puffed up. American pride, proud, you know, and that's great. You should be proud. I'm proud to be black. I'm proud to be a woman. You know, you should be proud. But when it gets to becoming prideful, yeah, thinking you don't need other countries, their resources, when we are right now broke as a joke. We owe China so much money. If they say it's due tomorrow, girl, we'll be laid out on our backs. We will be the whores of the nations. So it's no wonder the word of God says pride cometh before a fall. I don't care what nobody say. I know what I know. And I've been knowing it for a very, very long time. Yeah. You know, also with that, they were saying that Canada, well, I was listening to the Prime Minister of Canada, and I'll tell you this verse, and he said, we could play ugly, basically. Let me give you the summation of what he said. Let me summarize it here. We could play ugly. We really could. We could make it so that you guys can't even have access to Alaska. Because, you know, you got to go through Alaska. You got to go through Canada to get to Alaska. We can make it so that you guys have to go in rough terrains, rough waters to get your goods. We can cut off your waterways. It would take longer and it would be very rough seas if we had to go around Canada. And their error. Why in the hell are we fighting with Canada? It was said that Canada have tariffs on our stuff, but we don't have that much tariff on Canada stuff. That we pay for a lot of Canada's resources. So I looked it up. Canada buys so much from the United States. We would feel it if we all, both sides said go to hell. We're not playing friendly with any other country right now. I wouldn't be surprised if all the other countries started playing ball in the yard and left us sitting on the bench somewhere, kicking the dust because nobody wants to play with us. I would not be surprised. The real F around and find out will come into play very shortly. Very shortly. They say, oh, United States doesn't make anything here anymore. Again, pride. We don't want to work for measly wages. Mainly because we can't. Because the greedy billionaires have inflated stuff so high, we can barely afford to live. So we couldn't work for measly wages even if we wanted to. Rent is so high here in Texas. So high. Look it up. I went to look for a 1-bedroom apartment for Cameron. It was $1,600. For these kids just starting out, that's a lot of money. When I was, what was I? Was I 16 or 17 when I got my first apartment? And I'll never forget, the landlord name was David. And I knocked on his door and he opened it, and he's standing there, this fine light-skinned black guy with green eyes. And I said, do you have any apartments for rent? And he says, well, yes, I do. Would you like to see one? And I said, yes, I would. And he showed me a 2-bedroom apartment and told me how much it would be. And I want to say at the time, it was $350 or something like that. Well, I got a roommate, and she took one room with her daughter, and I took one room with my daughter. But he gave me that apartment. He didn't ask for a co-signer. He asked for first, last, and security. And I said, I'll give you first, and I'll give you last, but you're going to have to wait 2 weeks before I can get the security. He said, all right, I'm going to hold you to it now. I said, that's fine, you can. I will make sure I pay it. And I did. And I never missed a beat with paying my rent. Even when my roommate wanted to move out on me and all of this kind of stuff after a while. We were in there for about a year before I didn't like the fact that her fiance or boyfriend, in my opinion, because she ain't have a ring, was at the apartment every day. He'd get off from work and he'd come to our apartment. So I felt like I had no, it just, If I want to walk around in my nightgown I can't because he's here and it's my place. No, he needs to go, not me. Yeah. So Francis and John was their name. Now Francis was nice. She really was. We both got along, you know, until we didn't. Come on, boy. I got patients to take care of. So, yeah. It's scary times, y'all. It's real scary times. And that's what I got to say about that. Oh, I love this girl's BMW. It's so cute. It's fire. Got to get going. You guys think about this. We got a lot of turbulence going on right now, and we all need to care about one another. Full stop. Deuces. Be good to yourself and someone else.